Day 10 as your Ring Post Daily Champion. And once again, I have made history. I have made history by entering the double-digit days as your Ring Post Daily Champion. I've made so much history that I've been given gifts, and I've been gifted my title in person. I've had news reporters come and tell me they appreciate me. And I'm also going on the Joe Monroe Show podcast this Friday. I carry this title everywhere I go because without this title, I now feel naked. Without this title on my shoulder, I feel empty. And there's a man out there that I thought could relate to me, and that's you, Tyreek. You see, when we first started this whole podcast, you were a hungry young man. You were ready to make history-making moments. You were ready to face any challenge put in front of you. And maybe at one point you did earn the name Mr. RPD. But now you're desperate and you're starving for attention and you're starving for that recognition that you once had on this brand. And now you're just an empty shell of a competitor of what you once was. Now I had enough respect for you, Ty, to offer you a once-in-a-lifetime challenge, something that may never cross the board again in Ring Post Daily. And that was Survival of the Fittest Winners Take All Challenge. The Dark Horse, Austin Cochran, and Mr. RPD himself, Mr. Ring General, Tyreek Ramsey, versus the champ, the awesome one, Joey. And the best wrestler known to mankind, the best wrestler in the world today, Eddie Wade. Your title versus my title. Everything on the line. You win, you keep your ring, and Austin becomes champion. But if I and Eddie win, I remain champion, and Eddie becomes the new and once again Ring General. But Tyreek, you want to play kiddie games. That's how I can tell you're a different man than what I once knew. You see, the Tyreek I knew wouldn't have turned down a challenge like this. The Tyreek that I once knew would have jumped all over this opportunity without even thinking, because he was hungry. But now you turn down these history-making moments. Now you throw away history-making moments, because that is not who you are anymore. You see, Tyreek, you were so used to being the guy of Ring Post Daily. The first ever this, the longest reigning that. That when other guys like me and Austin and Eddie, when we came along and started making history-making moments ourselves, you got jealous. And you got mad because you saw your history-making moments diminishing in front of your eyes. You saw your history-making reigns and your history-making moments being forgotten before your very eyes. And now you are offered a chance once again to make history, and you want to throw it away. Now I get it, Tyreek. I really do. See, you went on a 91-day losing streak, and that's gotta hurt. Trust me, if anyone would know, it's me. If anyone would know what a losing streak feels like, it's me. Trust me, I have the longest reigning losing streak in Ring Post Daily history. But I finally made a name for myself. I finally came out of the shadows, out of the dark, and became Ring General Champion. And then after that, I won this, the Ring Post Daily title. You see me with this title, and it makes you sick. Because you were the one telling me I would never win it. You were the one, in your words, telling me that you would do anything to keep me from being champion. And it looks like everything you had to offer, everything you put into the fight, every bit of fight you had in you wasn't good enough. Because if it was, I would not be champion of Ring Post Daily today. I offered you a history-making moment, a history-making match, but I also offered history-making opportunities to Austin Cochran and Eddie Wade, and you want to take that from them. The Tyreek Ramsey that I once knew wouldn't have been like that. The Tyreek that I once knew would have had the balls to put it all on the line when it counted and mattered the most. But you want to beat me? You want to try to beat me with a 1-point advantage? What does that say about you today, Tyreek? That tells you that you are not the competitor you once were. That tells you, Tyreek, that you've lost the old you. And now you're just an empty shell of what you used to be. See, you peaked, Ty. You peaked way too early in this show. You came in red hot. You came in one of the hottest prospects of Ring Post Daily. But that's when there was 3 of us, and now there's 5 of us. And at one point, you were red hot. Now, that flame has been extinguished. Now, the Tyreek of yesteryear, the Tyreek of yesterday, is dead and gone. Because the Tyreek I knew wouldn't turn down history-making moments, title-for-title challenges. But that's not the Tyreek I see today. I see a weak version of you. And that's because once you win on your 91-day losing streak, it was all downhill from there. Ty, I wanted to help bring your Ring Post Daily podcast co-host career a little bit more limelight. I wanted to bring your podcasting career back up to the same status as Eddie Wade and myself. And I offered you opportunities to do just that. But you turned them down. And now you face a very, very hard situation to be in, Tyreek. And what that is you can cast your ring in on me and get that 1-point advantage. And you could beat me for this championship title. But if you do, no matter how proud you look, no matter how cocky you sound, there will always be that part of you deep down that knows that you had to have an advantage to beat me. And there's also that part of you that wants to compete in a match, like the survival of the fittest, winners take all type of match. But there's that part of you that's also scared and knows that there's a big, big chance that you lose everything. From the ring on your finger to the respect attached to your name. You know, Tyreek, and I know it too, that your days of being Mr. RPD are numbered. You look at a champ like me, you look at a wrestler a specimen like Eddie Wade, and you know that you are no longer the big dog on the show. You see dark horses like Austin Cochran, and you know that up-and-coming status that you once had could be overtaken like that. If I was you, Tyreek, I'd want to run too. Because the chances of you ever getting your name as big as it once was is short to none. The day you beat me with an advantage is the day you will have an asterisk next to your win. Tyreek beats Joey for the title, ... with a 1-point advantage. Is that really the competitor in Ring Post Daily that you want to be known as? I don't think it is. But then again, you're not the same Tyreek that I once knew, so maybe, just maybe, you're fine eating the leftovers. Maybe you're fine eating the leftovers and the crumbs that people like Joey Hudson, the people like Eddie Wade leave for you, because that is all you're worth nowadays. I'm not fine with leftovers, Tyreek. I don't want people's leftovers. I don't want people to set the table for me. I want to build the table from the legs up. I want to set the table, and I want the full course meal. Why peasants like you are fine with leftovers and crumbs, I want the meal that you wish you had. I want to eat the full course meal that you beg for some of. But Ty, if you can't accept my survival of the fittest, winners take all challenge, then all I can say is you lost a little respect from the champ. Now, I understand you have the right and the opportunity to cash in your ring general title and get that 1-point advantage. But I also know that the old you is in there, and you want this to accept this challenge. You want to fight me with all the marbles on the line, all the gold on the line. But Tyreek, I'm only going to ask you of one thing, and one thing that's most important to me. I demand this very thing from every person in this world, and that includes you too. But if you're not going to accept my challenge, if you're not going to face me in a survival of the fittest, winner takes all match, that's fine. I'll do my best, and I'll claw and scratch to beat you. But all I really want you to do, Ty, the only thing you have to do, the only thing I want you to do, and if I beat you with a 1-point advantage over my head, you will have no choice but to appreciate me.